Hello, my name is Stacy Campbell, and for my assignment, I've chosen to discuss the vaping epidemic in adolescents. As you'll see on this slide, this is the inside of a vaping shop, and what you see here is THC, which is sold in a liquid form, and a lot of people who do vapes also do this sort of thing, so I wanted to include that in this slide. Here, you'll also see more vaping products and just the variety, the color, the selection, and one might imagine how suggestive and impressionable this could be to a young person. Here we have some vapes which are inside a local Save a Lot in my neighborhood, and they're really attractive. They have Donald Duck, they have Disney Pixar, they have a little cat figurine, things that would attract a younger audience, and the manufacturers are very well aware of that, which is why they make their products look this way. Another marketing strategy that would be super attractive to younger folks and really just anyone is instead of calling their store Subway, they're calling it Budway. And Subway is known for their fresh ingredients. So this store in Baltimore City is promoting themselves by saying burn fresh. So it's a really catchy slogan and could lead someone to think, hey, maybe vaping isn't so bad, especially if you're of a younger, mature audience. Inside this smoke shop, you will see there's really graphic imagery and it can be taken a lot of ways, but to some, it could look really cool based on the colors and it lights up when they have it plugged in. And it's just, once again, some of the marketing strategies used to attract people to this really harmful substance. Another storefront vape shop, it's called Tobacco Tavern, also in Baltimore City, and just super accessible. And that was something that I wanted to demonstrate with some of the slides. The placement of the stores that needs to be regulated. A lot of these shops are actually in school zones. So children can just get out of school, ask somebody to get them a vape because you are supposed to show your ID showing that you're 21. But it's very easy to have someone purchase it for you and then give it to you. So several local Save A Lots in Baltimore City are setting up vaping kiosks essentially. So it's a part of your local grocery store. And it's unfortunate because someone could be shopping with their mom and get the idea that, hey, this is just a grocery, this is just another staple, a household item. How about you get me one? And it's just another example of how persuasive and suggestive the vaping marketing strategies are. And if we're not aware and alert of what's going on, we will be powerless to stop it. Here is an example of a vape being sexualized. You can see what appears to be a female's rear end, and the female is holding a vape, smoking, and that could appeal to someone. Hey, maybe this is a way to attract the opposite sex or attract whatever it is that I'm looking for based on these suggestive posters that are often found in vape shops. Just an example of a celebrity that was posted in a smoke shop. This could lead a young person to feel that, hey, this is a cool thing to do. This is a celebrity who's doing this. This person is a great influence upon me. If they're doing it, why shouldn't I? The vape shops often sell snacks and refreshments and things that you may go looking for a snack and then see some of the vapes which look appealing and wind up getting something else. So they just have these ways to lure people in. Maybe you're going for a soft drink, something like that, and one thing leads to another. While doing my research, I asked the manager of this particular store, explained to him what I was working on, and he was okay with answering some questions. I asked him, did he feel bad about the merchandise he was selling? And he said no, because people still have a choice when they purchase it. He also explained that he was not a bad person just because he works in a vape shop. I never meant to insinuate that he was, but I definitely appreciated his opinion and just taking the time to speak with me because he obviously sees a lot of what's going on. This slide makes me think about the intervention. I know that that is a part of what we were asked to discuss here. Curfews for children. You should not even be on the bus stop if it is during school hours. I'm not saying that these individuals photographed here that it was during school hours, but I'm just using this as a prompt to say in certain states, specifically Texas, if you are attempting to ride public transit during school hours without being accompanied by an adult, you will not be picked up. I'm it's my understanding the bus driver will not even pull over. So just having more structure within the city, within the policies would be really helpful to combat issues like adolescent vaping. This is yet another example of the variety, the shapes, the dimensions, the colors, just the way they look. They're very expertly crafted and would or could entice someone to say, "Hey, let's see what it's about. It looks like a lamp or whatever you may be thinking," and you could find yourself in a really bad predicament. So someone I know sent me this one, and this is actually her daughter holding a vape, and she shared some of the symptoms that her daughter experiences after vaping. She feels as though she is psychotic. She feels as though she experiences delusions. She's extremely jittery and hard to talk to. She's not approachable once she's had the vapes. Her mom has seen a change in her behavior. Her mom has said that it is extremely addictive and dangerous, and she really wants to get her daughter some help. I touched on this briefly with a previous slide. I mentioned that Save a Lot has a kiosk. So this is the actual kiosk inside Save a Lot. And the fact that it's set up in a local grocery store this way is disturbing because it suggests that this is just something to get when you're out buying your groceries. It suggests that it's maybe like a bag of chips or something that's just pretty minimal. I wanted to show that this is not, these aren't vapes, but they are THC products. They're liquid form and they are also misleading because it could be mistaken for cough syrup or just something fun, friendly, just something for a good time when it's actually death in a bottle. According to the National Library of Medicine, the United States is seeing an explosive rise of adolescents vaping and the renormalization of smoking. Recent national surveys demonstrate a drastic increase in e cigarette use among high schoolers. An article from the New England Journal of Medicine reported a 10% increase in adolescents using e cigarettes between 2017 and 2018 alone, which is approximately 1.3 million teenagers. Here I have a locker because I wanted to demonstrate how easy it is to slip one of these in your pocket, throw it in your locker when you get to school, and be done with it because they can be very compact and easy to travel with. How can we all work together to do our part? If you see something, say something. Yes, it sounds cliche, but it's important. Sometimes people are fearful of you. There was a situation on my block maybe last year, may have been about a year ago. A young man was vaping and he appeared to be about 13. He could have been older, maybe small for his age. And a neighbor saw him. He hurried up and tried to put it to his side when he saw her walking towards him. And she said, "I saw what you did. That's dangerous. You don't need to be using that." And him and his friends kind of laughed it off and kept walking. But I really appreciated the fact that she was bold enough and courageous enough to address him. We all have a piece in this puzzle. And even if it is something as simple as just redirecting a young person respectfully, that matters. Time is of the essence. This matter is growing increasingly dire. You don't have to be a social worker, you don't have to be an activist. You don't have to be a doctor or a physician to step up, be brave. And if you are yourself vaping, rethink your decision. It's not something that's going to help you in the long run. It could take years off of your life. In conclusion, it doesn't matter how cheap the product may be, how accessible it may be. It is dangerous not only for youth, but for anyone. So please don't take this presentation lightly. Don't think I'm saying these things just for a grade. It is very important to know if you or a loved one is vaping or has vaped, stop. And I know it's not as simple as stopping when you're addicted to something, it is a process. But first and foremost, acknowledge the fact that it is a very dangerous choice. Thank you so much. And I hope that you have learned something or gained some sort of insight.